Movie notes on The Hunger Games 2012 film, 15 May 2024 viewing. Today is Wednesday, 15 May 2024. The movie I just finished watching is the 2012 film, The Hunger Games, which is a film adaptation of a 2008 book, fiction, young adult, dystopian future genre of the same name by Suzanne Collins. And fun tidbit, I had my phone charging on one of my wireless charging stands, and I took it off to film this, and it was warm to the touch. And I was like, ooh, it's a toasty phone. Okay, and so that's actually my description. I was trying something different. I put, yeah. So, all right, I love you. Stay safe. Have fun. My dad is off to get mom. She has on Wednesday evenings a grief group she's going to help get through the grief of losing both of her parents last year. So very difficult. Not one, but both in a less than 2-month period. So, right. And so my dad's going because she also has difficulty with driving. So she has seizures and stuff like that, and she's had seizures while driving. So sometimes she doesn't feel quite comfortable driving. So he's being a fabulous husband. And so from this daughter of theirs perspective, I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. She, her, hers of Seattle. Alright, so what are my notes from this viewing? I've done actually a notes video on the book that this is a film adaptation of, so now I'm doing a notes video for the movie, which I've had the movie on a movie notes, or not movie notes, a movie watch list before this week. So I'm like, here we go. It's not a joined video, but they each get their own video. Not to say there won't be a joined video, which gets me to, I guess, the reason I chose this, or not chose with the movie watch list up, is this going to be like one of my lasts? Like, is this gonna be my last time I watch The Hunger Games? And then watching it, I was like, no, probably not. Right, you know, all of a sudden there's like wave through the night, and all electronic copies of The Hunger Games disappear, as well as physical copies. They send out like a SWAT team, you know, to take away all the copies. So something like that happens, and then okay, well then maybe I won't be watching it again, right? Not even replaying it in my mind because I don't got a photographic memory, you know. So yeah, so probably watching this again. So probably this is not the last time I'm watching it. Why? Because I was watching it, and every time the character Seneca Crane came on screen, I felt heartache for Jack Alexi. And I was like, you know, if Jack Alexi is my soulmate, wait, is he? He is? What? Okay. And let's say I'm working on something or working at home, and I really am missing Jack Alexi. I can put this movie on, and every time the Seneca Crane character comes on, I have a stand-in Jack Alexi, I miss you. You know, a little heartache, but heartwarming at the same time. So I've brought up before, right, I found that Jack Alexi's debuted his Seneca Crane look, you know, at a TYR Pro Swim Series stop. It was like March, when I went to see people compete at the men's 2024 Pac-12 Conference Swimming Championships, and he was a California Golden Bear, and he didn't come, and he went to Illinois instead, and he debuted this absolutely beautiful Seneca Crane inspired look, and I was like, handsome man went somewhere else instead. But I had other handsome men. It was okay. But yeah, so I felt heartache for Jack Alexi while watching this. Anything else? I thought about the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know, just spontaneously, randomly. Was it spontaneous? Random? I don't know. I thought about the Cheesecake Factory and having white chocolate cheesecake with the raspberry marmalade with some, it wasn't random actually. I remember the tie in here. Okay, I was watching it and I was like, so this movie is about, like, you know, a bunch of people from 12 districts, 2 people from each 12 districts put into an arena and fight to the death until there's 1 left. So 24 down to 1. That's the basic structure for the games. And so, the Hunger Games. And so I was like, well, who have I had interactions with in person that I might frame as this is how this Cheesecake Factory thing started, that I hate enough based on the interactions we've had that I might actually like be okay with the Hunger Games time. I know who to go after, right? Why? I was like, Russell Wilson. I'm this former Seattle Seahawk. I've interacted with him a few times in person, and I'm like, I don't know if it's a shared sentiment, and he like, that guy is a twerp. I've interacted with him a few times over my life. It's just like, and so I was like, you know what, but we don't live in the Hunger Games. So, okay, my answer was the Hunger Games, and then I was like, but okay, we don't live in the Hunger Games. Right? This is a dystopian future young adult, like, film adaptation of a novel. So let's see, how could I make it? Okay, how do we make it more civil, right? So we're not out there trying to kill each other. So it's like, okay, let's take something that sounds good. I was like, how about a white chocolate cheesecake? And how about a place I don't like, but he might like, and I haven't eaten at, so he can be like, yo, I'm gonna take you to the Cheesecake Factory for the first time. And if it's not your first time at the time, then I'm gonna get a Russell Wilson cheesecake. And so we're like learning to be civil with each other. And so I go with Russell Wilson and eat at the Cheesecake Factory. I have not eaten at the Cheesecake Factory. I have not eaten cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. But we have a white chocolate cheesecake with a raspberry marmalade. Yeah. On top. That's something I thought of while watching this one. Suppose one of my friends when I was at the University of Washington, so we had interacted earlier life, and then he was like, do you have any friends named Russell? And he was an African American guy. And I was like, no. And he's like, well, he says he knows you. And I was like, yeah. So there's stuff like that too, like Russell Wilson is one that I've interacted with a few times, but that doesn't necessarily mean I like put it together at the time. It's like when I saw Elon Musk at the Oakland International Airport, like the aerospace guy, Elon Musk, not my Elon. And I was watching and I was like looking at this guy and I was like, that's Elon Musk. And I was watching and no, I was the only person looking at him. And I was just like, you know, it happens to everybody. Not everybody can identify a famous person in reality. Was that the point in time where he only had like 21 million followers on Twitter or something like that? I was just like, it goes to show that people like just don't quite, like, he's right there at the gate talking to somebody. And then he walked off and he walked straight towards me, and I was standing there and I was like, I'm waiting for my flight to Seattle, man, on Alaska Airlines, which was sponsored by Russell Wilson at the time or something, or he was a sponsor. I was just standing there, and I was like, he's gonna walk out right past me. There's two ways to see, but like I'm not. So I'm standing there, and I have my bag, and I think it's on the ground, and I'm just like this, and he walks straight towards me and past me, and I look up enough to see sunglasses which he had pushed towards my Instagram account, and I was like, or look that down, I didn't look up at his face as he walked past. I was just like, I did text my parents though. It was I might have confused that. I think I brought the story up before, but yeah, it was the aerospace Elon Musk, not my Elon. Even though they both worked at Tesla at some point in time. It's the case of two Elons. Yeah, so that was an interesting life experience of just because somebody's famous doesn't mean they can identify the famous person in reality at the time. And I've been on both sides of that. Although the person being like, Russell knows you, was like, that's kind of creepy. Yeah. But maybe we can work it out over cheesecake, right? So then maybe he's tried to make interactions of an amicable nature while I have been hotty-toddy. That first conversation we had was on the anger scale, and I don't think that's been abated whatsoever. So yeah, here we go. This is my movie notes on the Hunger Games 2012 15 May 2024 viewing.